The show doesn't know what Punisher's about, apparently. The captain of this task force tries to offer him a position in this task force, knowing damn well this dude hates you guys.
Yeah, I couldn't understand that. What happened in that scene, them capturing him and offering him a position on their team, and he's just like, you guys are a bunch of losers. I don't really like you. This is stupid. You guys are dumb. I was just like, that's it?
Oh, but he says, you don't know my pain.
That too. He's been through a lot, but that's not the point right now. I don't know the character that well, but from what I saw in like the Punisher and like Daredevil, and just that's not him, and that's not something he would say. I felt like he would have confronted them right then and there. Like,
what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Most Potato Podcast. I'm Alvin.
I'm Jess.
And today we're going to be talking about the season finale of Daredevil Born Again, Daredevil Redo This Again.
Rise again. Don't do this again. I don't...
You don't want to do this again? You don't want a season 2?
I do. I mean, would it be a season 2 or is it just part 2? Like, I'm sick of this whole setup. 9 episodes of setup then, because we really left off when things were getting going. I hate that, and I'm tired of that, and not just from Daredevil, but
lots of shows have been doing that lately.
I don't get it. I'm not understanding why stop at a point where this is where we need to get back to old TV. I can't understand this.
The fact that we almost got a 20 episode format of this series and then they just axed it because I guess the writing was really bad, clearly, because Kevin Feige had to step in and redo this shit and be like, all right, we're going to do a better story, but now we're just getting a bite-sized season again. Disney Plus is just, I don't know, they're like allergic to regular TV length. I mean, that's a lot of streaming services, but they know how to pace shorter seasons. 9 episodes should feel like enough, and it, like you said, it feels like the story was just picking up in these last 2 episodes. And then you just leave us with blue balls. And now we have to wait another year for basically a part 2 of a season 1. This doesn't feel like a full season 1. It feels like half of season 1. And it feels like something that would come back in like another 6 months max. It's
frustrating because we finished watching it and I really just felt like, oh my God, no. Like, this is
not how it ends.
It shouldn't end. Something's happening now, and I want to know, and you're telling me I have to wait a year, maybe, unless something else happens, who knows what, and they're just like, oh, we're pushing it 20, 27, 28, 29. I might be dead by then. I don't know. Like, can we just, I just need, like, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
The last episode honestly wasn't perfect. There were bits and pieces that I liked, but I was disappointed and confused, and You rewrote this? This was rewritten? Because
you could tell that there was like vestiges and parts of like the old showrunners' design mixed in with like the new stuff that they put in. So let's just jump into the ultimate team up with Matt and Frank. How did we feel about that?
I liked it. It was fun. It was funny. Frank's always fun. He's just like a grunting monster, and that's all he really does. I liked when what do we have a name for Fiska's task force? Is that what they're called?
Just the task force.
The task force. Okay, whatever the name is.
His Nazi cop party.
Yeah, he basically sends them to Matt's apartment to go after him since they realize he escaped the hospital, and Frank is there, and I just think that's really funny. He cleaned up himself, got a fresh
haircut,
lineup.
a shave.
And
even Matt acknowledged it. She's like, "You got all nice for me."
That was really funny. I like their little back and forth banter. But no, I thought that was really. it was a really fun and cool scene, and it was fun to see Punisher punishing things. Yes. I was waiting for that because I was like, these are the same idiots with his little logo thingy on, running around acting like he would actually like them.
Yeah.
Like, that's all. And like, I can't wait for you guys to come face to face with him and see what he really thinks and see what he has to say. And we'll get into that because that is disappointing as well too. But I enjoyed it. I liked when Matt was telling him, he's just like, Frank, no, like, we're not killing anybody. He killed like 4 people just now. Like, it's.
That part did not make sense to me. It was just like, you know what you're dealing with, Matt. Like, you literally said, like, I don't know if I want your kind of help right now.
Yeah.
And you know these cops are coming, and you really don't have many options. There was a long take where Punisher is killing a bunch of cops, and Matt's not saying shit. But then sometimes he'll be like Frank, no, don't do that. It's just like,
I know you hear all those heartbeats stop and cut it out. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's just like you would not be alive if Frank was not there punishing cops right now. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't understand Matt's stance on killing and being Daredevil again by the end of this series. Like, him being in that apartment, seeing Frank kill all those cops around him. There are portions where he doesn't say anything. He's just accepting of it.
Yeah.
But then it comes to a point where they isolate Hector Ayala's killer, which is one of the cops, and then he still stops Frank from killing the guy. And it's just like, what do you gain from helping this guy? You saw that the justice system has failed you so many times and is designed to fail you. So it's not the justice system failing. It's working exactly the way that it's designed, because it's not meant to protect people. It's to keep people in a routine. That's all that it is.
And he knows that that's exactly what he wants to do. He would love to get his hands on Hector's killer and kill himself. I don't know what his code is, whatever, but he needs to write it down and stick to it, like, because it's really annoying. I'm like, you badly injured some cops, maybe even killed. I don't know. Maybe the guy was just injured, but those two that he beat up in the apartment when they were trying to when he's trying to find the witness for Hector. I was like, they're dead. Nope, they show up next episode and they're just kind of banged up. I'm like,
I still think they're dead. How are they not dead?
It's a scroll.
Those broken necks. Don't talk about scrolls. Fuck the scrolls. No.
Yeah, no, I couldn't understand that. I'm like, your life is at stake. They are coming to kill a witness.
Yeah.
The whole reason we're here is because they were beating up this guy. Hector stepped in. He's telling the truth. So at this point, they're in your apartment with the intent to kill you.
And you refuse to kill them.
You refuse to kill them. It doesn't matter.
Or at least let Frank do it for you and don't complain.
Exactly. He's like, look, there, I killed him. Like, that's Frank. That's his thing. But for him to find the casing, the same one that we see killed Hector, and you want to stop him, I couldn't get behind that.
Yeah.
I mean, he dies anyway, but that was more...
Which pisses me off. He dies in an off-screen manner when somebody throws a grenade and Matt and Frank have to jump off the...
So he's probably still up there in pieces, but they're going to put it back together and then we're going to see him later. Yeah.
Yeah, because in Marvel, if you don't see a body, then they're not dead. But we'll see.
So, yeah,
He just ends up getting killed anyways, and there's no reflection on that afterwards. Like, Matt and Frank are just like, all right, peace.
Yeah.
Because then we see Karen is the one that pulls up and orchestrated Frank's arrival.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, but I guess it had to do... She heard about Frank that
She
called
somehow
her,
quickly... I have no idea. She quickly learned about Matt getting shot at the ball and the escape of Dex.
Okay.
So I really don't know. The timing doesn't make sense, but... I was glad to see Karen back. At this point, I really don't care about the logistics. Karen should have been part of this season the entire time. I did not care for the Heather character. She really didn't add much other than like some sort of drama, because at some point Matt and her were just like at odds about their ideas of what a vigilante is.
Yeah.
And as soon as Karen shows up, I feel like the show gets better. Like the whole dynamic with Karen, Matt, and Frank, I felt like, okay, this is what we should have had from the beginning. And that makes me mad that we didn't have that from the beginning.
Yeah.
Because they wasted time with too many characters. They just did. Like the whole the Cherry guy, the Kirsten. I was just like, they're like not bad characters, but they're not fully fleshed out. They're not interesting. They're not.
I thought Kirsten? I thought she would have had more of a role.
I thought she would have like found out like who Daredevil is or something.
Yeah, something. Because I was like, are you guys bringing Karen back? Foggy? I don't know. Maybe he's really gone. But I was like, you're not bringing these people back. It sounds like he is going to have a new team.
Yeah.
And Cherry was there once in a while, but he's not really much of a character. He's
really not. He's just there to be like, no, Daredevil, don't do that.
I'll assist you real quick. And then Kirsten, she's just suspicious. She's just doing her job.
Yeah.
She's just basically doing her job, and she's like, I don't know why you're acting like this, but we got a job to do, and that's it. And
yeah.
I don't think I like them because they didn't know his identity. They don't know anything about it, so it doesn't really work. Speaking
of having the original team back, there's that reveal of how or why Foggy was killed, and we learned that it was actually Vanessa that put out the order, which I don't know about you, but I just felt like, meh. I just didn't care about the reveal.
I mean, at that point, it kind of, I guess, I tied it together and I was like, okay, that makes sense. And then they explained that she wanted to have him killed because of some case that was going to jeopardize, I don't know,
her and Fisk's operation.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I guess it's not that deep, but if we're going to go and put a hit out on him, I guess this guy's the guy. I didn't, it was just whatever.
It felt obvious that if it wasn't Fisk, it was probably Vanessa. It was one of those two. And
I thought that Dex was coming to kill Fisk. I thought the whole thing was that Vanessa put a hit out on Fisk.
That's what I was thinking, and that would have been way more interesting, because this should have been a divorce story with Fisk and Vanessa. Yeah. The most violent divorce story ever.
I thought Fisk was going to kill her, or was going to end with them insinuating that maybe he does kill her or something. But
this being the reveal was totally pointless and boring, because honestly, for me personally, I would have preferred a whole season dedicated to a story that leads up to this point. I really feel like this should have been a plot line in this season that leads up to Foggy's death, because I mentioned earlier in our last review where I really feel like we should have had more time with Foggy. And if you're going to kill him this early, there better be a good narrative reason for it.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like they did that.
Because Matt is just finding out about the case that Foggy was like celebrating in advance.
Yeah.
So the whole time there was like that time skip, I guess, within like the first episode after Foggy's death. A lot of time went by, and Matt mentions in this episode, he's like, I didn't even think to like look at the old files.
I'm like, really? You didn't think for once this past year?
Like, because I mean, I felt like the question was always there. Why is he dead? And he always assumed that maybe Fisk was the one that did it.
Yeah.
But you never looked into it. You just kind of left it alone, even though it's clearly eating up at you and causing you to not be Daredevil. Causing you to this, that, whatever it is. So yeah, I didn't like that. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if they would have like showed the death and then give us a couple episodes leading up to it, then continue on with this maybe. But now I'm like not liking the first episode anymore. I'm just like, why do you guys do this?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know. And then we get to a point where Punisher decides to take matters into his own hands and just for some reason decides to take out an army of cops all by himself, knowing damn well he's either going to get captured or killed.
No plan. I thought he called Red and it was just like, meet me at the so-and-so in place. I hated that.
Yeah.
I was like, why would you go in here not knowing the numbers? Like, what was the purpose? What was the point?
Like, I know he's hot-headed, but he's not like an idiot.
Yeah.
He plans things out.
Yes. From what I saw in the Punisher series, he really doesn't feel like an idiot. This felt stupid.
I forget what the guy's name is. The captain of this task force tries to offer him a position in this task force, knowing damn well this dude hates you guys.
Yes.
He killed your guys. Like, why? I don't understand how you could make such a stupid offer to this man.
It's because they don't know what he's about. They don't know.
The show doesn't know what Punisher's about, apparently.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I couldn't understand that. He killed a bunch of you guys. What did you really think was going to happen? I felt like when he did come in, they're like, oh, shoot, it's Castle or whatever. And I couldn't tell if they were like excited, like they're seeing celebrity, or if they were just like, oh shit. Because then that confuses me. It's just like, do you guys know what you're doing? And having him be like what represents you, do you know what you're doing? Do you know what it means? I don't feel like they do at all. So when you come face to face to him, what were you expecting to happen?
Yeah.
Like, I can't understand that. But what happened in that scene, them capturing him and offering him a position on their team, and he's just like, he's like, you guys are a bunch of losers. I don't really like you. This is stupid. You guys are dumb. I was just like, that's it?
Oh, but he says, you don't know my pain.
That too.
You don't know my pain.
I'm just like, yes, he's been through a lot, but that's not the point right now. I feel like I don't know the character that well, but from what I saw in like The Punisher and like Daredevil and just previous like episodes, that's not him, and that's not something he would say. I felt like he would have confronted them right then and there. Like,
he would have, because according to the comics, a lot of iterations, he legit hates when the police co-opt his insignia and try to carry out their own justice with like the guise of being a fan of Punisher. He legit says, like, you guys signed up to serve and protect the city. That's not what I do. I abandon the law. I abandon everything legal for my own justice. And for you guys to take my logo and enact your own version of justice, like, I hate people like you, and I'll kill you if I see you do that, which he does here. But it's like, he doesn't explain it to them outright, and that's a moment where you need to talk and explain and tell rather than show, because we've seen him kill, but he doesn't make it clear to them that he is not a fan of these cops.
And that's the perfect thing for him to have done, is to say that, because that will bring us back to the episodes with Hector and seeing how, you know, they were trying to cover up everything, trying to kill the witness, trying to intimidate the witness that they did have. All these things up until the very end of that episode where they killed Hector, covering up more. So that would have been perfect for him to say, because I feel like they would have known exactly what he's talking about. Yeah. If it's not the case with Hector, it would have been any other case. So this was confusing for me as someone, and I want to say for someone who doesn't even follow this character that much, or like Daredevil, none of that.
But the fact that you noticed that something was off,
despite
not knowing the history of this character, I think that says a lot about the writing.
I just didn't like that. I was like, okay, first he's going in stupid, and now he's not saying what needs to be said. What is the point in all of this?
I think it goes back to the main problem that I had with the writing of the cops in this show, which is they like to dip their toe in like politics, like real life politics, right? They're highlighting a real problem in our real world. We've had real life police co-opting the Punisher logo, and just the irony of that shit. Like, even the original creator of the comic book was like, I hate this. This is stupid. You need to like stop doing this. And they eventually got rid of like the logos on their police cars and shit. The show tries to address those real world problems, but then wants to sidestep and be like, well, I don't want to be too like, you know, I don't want to be too radical. I don't want to ruffle up the feathers too much. And it's just like, this is classic America fucking thing. Disney Marvel bullshit. They want to like pretend that they're going to be woke, and then they take back the woke and be like, nah, man, I'm going back to sleep. I don't like that shit. And it's just like, what are we doing? What are you trying to say about the cops right now? Because you're just spinning the same stupid narrative that there's the good apples and the bad apples. Like they make it very clear in this show that there's like the good ones, like the ones that we saw trying to like stop the bank robbery, who then get recruited by Daredevil later, which we'll get into that later. That's another big issue that I have. It's really frustrating, because you could have at least given us that moment of Frank explaining, like, I don't like you guys. You guys are cops. You should not be using my vigilante logo for any of this shit.
Yeah, because at this point, this isn't the Punisher. This isn't Frank Castle. It's not the character. This is not what you're using the character wrong. This is like, that's not what he is. He literally, it's plain as day what he stands for, what he believes. You want to use him, make him do that. You can't make him do anything else, because you
just jeopardize the character at that point. Like, what does he stand for then?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
This is Frank from a different universe, multiverse, something. This is a different one. One.
So I hate that the show just is, again, another fucking thing where it's just like they do this tug of war of like, oh, we're gonna lean into like how bad cops are in real life, but also we're gonna pull back, because it's like, no, we're not like actually anti-police. Like, there's still some good cops in there. It's like, no, the good cops are also the problem, because they just stand by and don't do shit and don't try to stop a corrupt system from propagating. So that's what made that scene irk me even more. It's like, that was already a problem going on in the season, and then Frank not explaining his motive to them and the importance of that insignia was like the cherry on top of this. That was really annoying. And then he just ends up getting captured, and there's like a stupid scene after in the post-credit scene where he tricks a guard or a police officer into getting close enough for him to make his escape.
That was a really stupid scene.
Yes, tell me how you felt.
It was funny, but it was just so dumb.
What was his name? Anthony Perchuto?
Something. Anthony P, whatever. He's just patrolling, and then Frank starts talking to him, and it sounds like this officer doesn't really know Frank that well, like what he's known for.
He must be a dick rider.
You guys have to, and so
they just wrote him stupid.
They just wrote him really stupid, because Frank's just like, oh yeah, what's your name? And then he's just like, oh, that's a good strong name. And then
I thought he's just flirting at one point. What the fuck?
Yeah, and then he's just like, oh, where are you from? New Jersey. He's like, me too, New Jersey, yeah. And he's just like, well, it's nice to meet you. And I'm just like, what? You are not.
Put her there, pal.
You're not about to shake
he
this
legit
man
just
grabs it, breaks that shit, snatches the key, and that's
Makes
it.
his
And
escape.
I was like, that is so stupid. What would have been a better scene is if there was a little cellie mate across who intimidated the guard, made him trip into Frank's cell, and Frank snatched him there and grabbed. That would have that would have not been stupid. That would have been better. This was dumb.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I don't know. the comedic relief with a character like Frank is when he tells you what he's gonna do. You don't want him to do that because it's violent or it's bad, like the scenes in Matt's apartment, and he does it anyway. That's comedic. As violent and messed up as it is, I felt like they really tried to do something, or I don't know, maybe I'm just so upset with the scene, but I felt like this was supposed to be like some funny shit, like some
it
cute
felt
little...
like slapstick comedy at some point.
And I was like, no, it doesn't work. This is not Frank. This is not the Punisher.
Yeah, I really liked the action scenes with Matt and Frank. I was just like, damn, I did not think I was going to see cops get viciously brutalized, especially in a Disney property. I'll give them that. I'll at least give them that. But it really makes me stop and think, like, we're never going to see a black character do something like that on screen. Because I remember, this reminded me of Rebel Ridge. Remember Rebel Ridge? When this dude is outnumbered by so many cops trying to kill him, and not once did he fucking not even like an off-screen death. Like, just, they would not allow a light-skinned black man to kill not even one cop. He gently neutralizes them with his military kung fu.
Yes.
But you get like this white guy that could just wipe him out, no problem. All this blood splatter everywhere, no problems with that. So I'm on to you, Disney. I'm on to you, Hollywood. I'm on to you.
Y'all need to get Mufasa in there.
Yeah. And then we get to the point where Matt, I guess, is assembling a fucking team. He's pulling a Nick Fury right now. He's like, I'm putting together a team.
That went over my head, honestly, until you
for good reason.
Mentioned it, because I was like, oh, he's coming out to his friends.
He's coming out to his friends.
he's gonna reveal that he's Daredevil.
Yeah.
But I was like, I kind of recognize some of these faces, but I don't get why they're here.
I didn't get why any of them were fucking there. Let me just be honest right there. When they did the silhouettes of like the people sitting on the stools and shit, I swear to God, I thought I saw Jessica Jones in the corner right there. I thought I saw Luke Cage's big ass head like right there, like at that table. And I was getting excited. I thought they were gonna bring back the Defenders, which they did a Netflix series on with Luke Cage, Matt, Jessica Jones, a fucking white guy that does kung fu. I'm forgetting his name, damn. But that show was bad anyway, so I don't care. They had a team. They had like a street level Avengers team.
Yeah.
And they just got the good apple cops. They got the chick from like the episode 5, the bottle episode of The Bank, like the Asian cop lady. She wasn't a character this season. She showed up like twice.
Yeah.
To say a few things, and it's like she's not even that much of a character, really. So like
they should have got Kamala's dad. That would have
with his bobble, with
bobblehead and his
pop
dish of candies,
his pop figure of his daughter, Kamala. Yeah, he puts together a ragtag team of these random cops, the honest to good cops, and then there's Karen and then Cherry. I don't know if I saw anyone else there, but if there was anyone else there was nobody of significance. And I'm just like, what are you guys gonna do? Like, what? Kingpin basically has the superpower to do a martial law on the city, even though
he killed the chief police guy, right?
He killed the police chief guy. I'm just like,
just twisted his face off.
Yeah, he's got an army of cops. It's just like, what are you guys gonna do? Like, where's the vigilantes? There's so many vigilantes now.
Well, they made vigilantes when they were just terrorizing the people, and they killed a kid for no reason, put a little hood on his head, and he's like, look, he's a vigilante.
Oh God.
And I was just like, great, this is so real world. I love it.
It was, yes, those moments where the series got really dark and real, which I appreciate, but it kind of leads nowhere. I don't understand the whole theme with Kingpin or Fisk, Mayor Fisk. He has such a hard-on against vigilantes, and yet we don't see vigilantes, like, besides the fucking White Tiger. Like, I get that we can't use Spider-Man for legal reasons, but, like, you name drop him, basically.
They need to sort that out. They really do.
I don't understand why. Batman. I don't understand the problem of bringing back Luke Cage. Like, I'm sorry, that actor's not busy. Give him work.
Damn.
Jessica Jones, fucking, what is the kung fu guy? Danny Rand, white guy that does kung fu. They already have established vigilantes from a previous series. You could bring them back. You could make up new original ones that we haven't seen before. Or you could just
go through the catalog of all the freaking Marvel
that you're not using.
There's so many. They're like, I just don't understand. Like, it's funny because I remember asking you the other day. I was like, why did they choose Hawkeye to be part of the
Hawkeye?
Avengers?
They could have.
No, he's retired. But I was just like, why? You have a list. Like when I look at those posters, those Marvel posters where they put every single hero character on it, I'm like, you have so many options
that you can legally use.
We've only seen a fraction of them. There's so many to use, and it's disappointing. It's really disappointing.
My overall thoughts on the season as a whole, it's just like a mix of, there's good stuff in here. Mm-hmm. There were shining moments. I really, 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 really like the Hector Ayala story, and I'm not saying it just because he's a fellow Puerto Rican man. Okay, that is a bonus. El Coqui. But that could have been a season all on its own. Like I really miss the legal procedurals that they used to do in the previous seasons. I mean, they'd mix it up with the action and the legal stuff. Mm-hmm. There was barely any legal stuff going on this season, and I was really craving for more of that.
Yeah.
I think what I really wanted was more of a narrow focus on the story, because it just felt like it was going to all over these places while the overarching story is Fisk becoming mayor and really fucking things up for people. And it just felt like too much too soon, because the way that it ends on this cliffhanger, it really felt like there should have been a longer build up to Fisk taking martial law over the city. Yeah, and then the whole BB Urich character.
You were really upset about her character.
I was really pissed off with the lack of use of this character. She's really just a nothing burger of a character.
Yeah, I heard that phrasing a lot. Nothing burger.
That's what she is, and it's honestly a disgrace. It's a disgrace to Ben Urich's name, because he was a fabulous character in the first season of the Netflix Daredevil series.
Be watching all those.
You definitely need to rewatch one, or watch for the first time, because you only
I got on the tail end when you...
Yeah. I thought that she would have a bigger plot trying to get closer to the truth of Fisk killing her uncle.
Well, maybe in season 2, because that's when
2.5 or 3.
Whatever, yeah, because that's when they decide, oh yeah, everything's going to start happening now. And she was saying some stuff, and...
She was eating up screen time. Her Donald Trump supporting best friend, the Wilson Fisk Dick Ryder. I forget his name.
He's not important. Or I don't know. Yeah, he's annoying. I can't stand him. And their relationship was just like...
Made no sense.
Why are you friends with him?
It was like a Bernie Sanders friend making friends with a MAGA friend. I'm just like, your politics do not mix up. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I like the season overall. I think it's fine. I can't even say that it's great. I hesitate to even call it good.
Damn.
Because I think good is even too strong. I think it's fine. I'll say that. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good for... You have to consider it being on Disney. I was definitely surprised by some of the things that they did.
Yes, which I did want.
It's just not complete. This is not a complete season for me. That is like the biggest problem. And then most of the stuff that we discussed about the last episode as well too. The character of Frank, the wokeness, all this stuff. I want to say like they're trying, but I feel like there's always like some hidden agenda with Disney. They're not really trying. They're just giving a little bit here for there and a little bit there for them. And that's what they do.
They keep appeasing the left and the right politics.
Yeah. And that's always going to hurt any sort of media that we get. But that aside, I think my biggest issue is how it ended, honestly. I hated it because I felt like we're at a good moment. Now we're going to get into it. Now we got Fisk where he's always been. This is who he truly is. This whole like trying to be nice and, going to therapy and not beating the shit out of Adam yet. All that stuff. That's not Fisk. Let's get him there. We got him there. And now you want to talk about, oh, that's it. Tune in for the next season, whenever the fuck you guys get it. It's not amazing. It did have some very likable moments throughout the whole season. I want to say for each episode, I feel like I got like at least I really liked something from each episode. It was a good season. I hate.
You like hesitated.
I know. I'm struggling to call it a season.
Good season. Yeah, it was good. It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
So, what are you gonna rate this season?
I'm giving it a strong baked potato.
Okay.
I can't give it a loaded potato because there's too many glaring issues that just really fuck with me.
Yeah.
So this is still a good, decent season of TV. Like, I did not expect for Disney to match the quality of writing that I saw in the Netflix series. But at least tonally, they got fairly close to that. And there were some good shining moments where I'm just like, I see the potential, like just like with like certain episodes. And overall, I still enjoyed the season. I still liked it. I think definitely like in the baked potato range.
Okay.
What about you?
I'm gonna give it a baked potato with salted butter. Yes.
Nice.
I feel the same, I guess. I want to give it. I felt like the highest I would have gone is like a loaded potato.
Yeah.
But the more I think about it and the more we talk about it, it's just there are issues with it and it could have been better. And the big glaring one for me is stopping right in the middle, not even of the story, just of a sentence. Like,
give us more fucking episodes, man.
Yeah.
13 minimum.
I mean, and I'm like, we could have gotten 20 episodes and they could have all been shit, or half of them could have been shit. But I felt like they were doing a good job and then they just stopped.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm dreading how the next season's going to start as well, too. I think that's going to be like a big, like, what the fuck? Why'd you guys do this? Why'd you guys stop there? Like, it just didn't make any sense. But nothing we can do about it now. You know, we just get the schlop they feed us. So
the schlop.
Yeah.
All right. Well, those are all our thoughts on Daredevil Born Again. Guys, let us know in the comments below what you thought of this season overall. Did you love it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let us know all your thoughts, questions, theories for next season. Let us know if we're wrong about certain things and we can fight about it too.
Yes.
Yeah, and make sure to like this video if you enjoyed talking to us and listening to us.
Yes.
Make sure to subscribe, share with your friends, your cops, your parole officers, your vigilantes, your Fisk mayors. And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.